My name is Bro Caden Gray. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Jane Bevan.
Nice to meet you, Jane Evans.
Welcome, have a seat. We'll chat. It says that you,
Jane?
I'm asking him, this is off the camera,
Oh, okay.
that your college discipline as your profession, so that's what we'll base it on.
Yeah, I was going to become a lab assistant, so that's
Lab assistant, okay, gotcha. So I know how that, and I have a background of,
I have a bachelor's in biochemistry, and I'm working on a master's in genetics.
okay. Okay,
Okay.
going to go to Vanderbilt?
Maybe University of Michigan right now.
Oh, no, I'm from Ohio.
Sorry, I see now.
Are we ready now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You may begin.
Okay, I see you want to become a lab assistant with our company.
Yes, ma'am.
And do you have any idea when you want to start?
As soon as possible, ma'am. This job major interests me. I've had to put a lot of time in recommending with your company. It's just been a big interest of mine. Anytime you can start me, I'm open.
Okay. Okay, tell me your first name again.
First name is Burrow.
Burra. Okay. Burra, what is your greatest strength?
My greatest strength would probably be my ability to accomplish challenges that seem out of my field. I'm always open to new ways of doing things. I feel like I can go out and do anything that you give me because I'm open to learn new things.
Okay. What is your greatest weakness?
Ma'am, I have to say my greatest weakness is the ability to work with others. I feel like I can work with others successfully, but sometimes I'll have a hard time because I like to work on my own. But this is the reason I'm wanting this job.
You're more independent?
I'm more independent, ma'am, yes.
Okay.
By becoming a lab assistant, not only can I work on this skill, but I can learn to work with professors in their fields to better improve my own.
Okay, thank you. Now, why do you want to work for this organization?
This organization just had more appealing qualities than any other organization that I've looked at. I was actually working an internship with Harvard, an unpaid internship. It was a very good experience, and from that, your company really just shined out to me. And I feel like the qualities that you can offer me will help me in the long future.
All right, thank you very much. Why did you leave your last job?
Better opportunities, ma'am. I had no other reason. It was a great job. People there loved me. I had a great time, good pay. But this just seemed more appealing to me, and it was a better use of my time and my education.
What's your best accomplishment so far, would you see?
I have to say my best accomplishment so far is getting that bachelor's in biochemistry. They usually see biochemistry as a big weird for the medical field, and I felt getting past that was a big deal. And going on to getting my master's in human science is going to be my next goal, and then going on to becoming this lab assistant is a very big goal for me right now.
What are your future goals? You just pretty much stated what your future goals are with us, but what do you see beyond that?
What I see beyond that, ma'am, is becoming a full-fledged human geneticist and working for NIH, the National Institute of Health. There's a department called Building 10. It's completely clinical research, and I'd love to work there, apply my research into fields that I can actually help people.
All right, that's very clear. Why should we hire you?
Ma'am, I feel like my qualities over any other candidate is much greater. I have better ability to adapt to new situations. I feel that I'm better cooperative than others. I have an interest. I have high grades in college, straight A's. I'm planning on to do this field with all my heart. I have no distractions. I'm not in a sport. I'm not here on a sports scholarship. I'm here for this education. I've applied for every opportunity I had in high school. I'll do every opportunity I have in college, just like I did the unpaid internship.
Excellent. What are your salary expectations?
Ma'am, my salary expectations vary, Wayne. I don't expect a high-paying job. I'm in here because I want to help people. But looking in the future, I do expect, a higher pay as I'm going into medical school, 100,000 plus. But for now, I'm a lab assistant, so I do not expect too high a pay. I'm open to any options. So.
Okay. And if I were to ask your professors to describe you, what would they say?
I would say they would say I'm intuitive, imaginative, try to think out of the box. I'm very talkative. I like to look outside the realm and make sure people kind of get my ideas while taking in what they have to say.
Do you feel you're a good listener?
Yes, ma'am, definitely.
Okay, do you have any questions for me?
Ma'am, I would like to know a little bit more about the hours I'd be working and the professors I'd be working with. Do you have any information you could probably provide me with those? Because not too much information is available to me.
Truthfully, the hours can vary depending on different projects that they might be involved with. The professors will also vary depending on what area of the company you're placed. So it would be a minimum of 35 hours a week.
Of course, ma'am.
And it can go all the way up to 45 hours a week,
That's completely fine for me.
considering that the project is urgent and needs to be processed quickly.
Yes, ma'am.
So I've enjoyed, do you have any other questions for me?
Not that I think of, ma'am. I've done my research and I feel like this is the best place for me to be.
Okay, well, I appreciate your time coming in today.
I appreciate your time having me, ma'am.
You're quite welcome. I look forward to seeing you again.
I look forward to seeing you too.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bruce.
Thank
That's good.
you.
Any suggestion I have?
Yeah.
Slow it down.
Yes, ma'am. Thank
Slow
you.
it down. Just, I know this is probably your first major experience of pretending to have an interview.
Yeah, you're pretending, yes. I've
Yes.
actually had interviews and got a couple of jobs, but this was a little
You're very well spoken. Excellent.
Thank you.
Excellent. Just the only thing I say is slow down and perfect. You did very well, I
Thank
thought.
you.
Ms. Broklinger. Nice to meet you. It's nice to meet you, ma'am.
It's nice to meet you.
My name's Brokhead Gray.
Earl, nice to meet you. Have a seat.
Well done.
Okay, Beryl, can you tell us what your greatest strength is?
Yes, my greatest strength has to be my intuitive and open-mindedness. If you ask my professors, I always offer ideas that you usually don't hear, and I give out a vibe that's usually promoting, I'd say. So I have to say it's my greatest strength, more than likely.
So what's your greatest weakness, do you think?
My greatest weakness would be my independence. Though I'm a great follower, I feel once I'm independent, I like to work independent, and though in some fields that can be issueful. But I feel with being with your company, I can improve upon that much more, along with my previous experiences.
Excellent.
All right, why do you want to work for this organization?
Well, when I compare my experiences and the research I've done with all these companies, your guys' company blew everything else out of the water. When I looked at your professors, the work experiences your employees have, because I haven't talked to some of your employees, it's really just stood out. It's really gave a vibe that I want to experience, that I want. And that's one of the major reasons I want to come here. Secondly, I want to help not only improve myself, but your company in general. I feel if I'm working for a company, I should put in as much as they're giving me. And that's another reason I want to work for your company.
So why did you leave your last job?
Opportunities. I don't leave a job just to leave a job. I feel like you should work every day in your life. By leaving my other job, I'm coming for better opportunities, be it a better experience, gaining something, or meeting new people.
Okay, what's your best accomplishment?
Aside from my education, which is very important to me, I say my best accomplishment would be my community service. In my community, I feel like I'm a natural leader. I help. I'm there when people need me. In my high school career, I spent 10 hours plus every weekend helping 60 plus kids organize activities. And along through college, I did many volunteering services through hospitals and internships that were unpaid.
What do you see as your future goals?
My future goals in the company is to grow and to become more adversive with your company. I feel that through getting more experience in your company and growing, I feel like I can be more useful to the company and grow into higher positions and show that I am a more useful asset. Not to mention maybe even one day helping other employees.
Okay, and why should we hire you?
Well, when you look at me compared to the competition that you will probably get, I feel that my intuitiveness, my open-mindedness, my ability to work with other people, and my ability to adapt with new professors, because everyone's different how they teach and how they do things, I feel that really is a big separator between me and everyone else. Everyone else usually has a set thing they're looking for. They run through jobs and they usually quit because they don't like it. And that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to grow. Even if it's not the ideal thing, I'm here to grow. And most people that you look at will not have that kind of experience. And I feel when you get that from me, your company will grow.
So, what are your salary expectations?
I feel my salary expectations is is up to you. You pay me to your expectations and to my ability.
You mentioned a little bit about your professors. Is there anything else that they would say about you that you've not mentioned previously?
Aside from my intuitiveness and my ability to help people, I feel that they would say I'm a very hard worker. I'm on time. I'm out to do what's right. I'm not biting around the rules. I'm not trying to jump for the hitch, you know. I'm out to do what's right. And I feel like something that's really they respected of me, along with that I respected them. I feel like something they really would say if you asked them.
Okay, we appreciate all that. Do you have any questions for us?
Yes, I do. Though with the research I did do, I couldn't get too much information on your professors. Is there any information you can provide me with?
What type of information would you like?
The majors, who I would be working with, and those kind of things.
Okay, and this is for a research company, so there'll be various. You'll be working with various professors on the research. So I mean, we'd spend all day trying to tell you about every one of them. Do you know what research in particular you're wanting to focus on?
Yes, my first goal is to do research with autoimmune diseases. I feel that one of the biggest things that I have to deal with is my brother. When he was younger, he had something called periodic fever syndrome. It's an autoimmune disease, and he dealt with it for a while, and it's hereditary. I feel like by working with those and then moving on to cancer, that those are one of the big goals, not only for me, but for most people in the world. Cancer is a big deal, and it's something that we all have to deal with usually.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
It's been a great pleasure for you all having me.
My name's Broken Gray. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm Joe.
Nice to meet you, Joe.
We need to speak kind of loud because there's no microphone. All right. So, you want to be considered for a job in our company?
Yes, sir.
Why our company?
Sir, your company was much more appealing than the competition. I've had experience with an unpaid internship at Harvard with some lab assistants. And with that experience and my experiences beforehand, your company blew up the competition. And not only can I offer your company better standards, but the things that your company offers me is outstanding.
Okay, how did it blow out the competition? In what ways?
Okay, sir. When I looked at your competition, sir, I noticed certain qualities. For one, the hours and the professors that we work with. Professors seem to have much more experience with the research I would be looking at, and that's very important to me. When I go into researching with medical genetics, I very much want to have professors that have experience who can teach me things. And your company had that over any other company. And then for the second thing was my hours. Sir, I have no care for any hours, but yours seem to just really do it. I've talked to a couple of people that work with your company. They said they have no other experiences there that were just like yours, sir. And I feel like that really brings it out.
All right. What can you offer us? Why should we hire you?
Well, sir, when we look at my history, I have a strong opinion to help people. This field is meant to help people. I, in my community, am a strong leader. I go around, I constantly help. In my high school years, I probably had 600 plus hours in service. Secondly, if you ask my professors, I was intuitive, I was open to ideas, and I was out to express my ideas. It's very important in this field with research, because every idea can matter and change. And for my third and final thing I think you could probably take away from me and hire me for is my ability to work with other people. I feel that in the lab setting, working together is very important, not only for your safety, but for the safety of the people that you will be helping. With my kind of experience and my ability to work with other people, that can be done successfully to make sure no mistakes happen.
So, it sounds like you're a great leader.
Yes, sir.
What about being a follower when necessary?
Yes, sir. I like to think myself independent, but to be independent, you first have to follow people. You have to have that experience. So I am a great follower, sir. I learned to take away from my leaders and use their experiences to help better myself. If you cannot take away from your uppers, then you will not be improved yourself. So I am a great follower, sir.
What kind of jobs have you had before?
Sir, I've been lab assistants with multiple colleges, and through high school I worked a couple of fast food jobs. And it may seem a lot, but those lab assistants were unpaid. That's how much I desired this career, sir. By going there, I was able to learn the hands-on experience that I needed, along with the volunteering services I did. And I also did many volunteering services with hospitals, which is another vital area when it comes to this.
Okay. You've talked a lot about your strengths. What about your weaknesses?
Sir, I'd have to say my weaknesses would have to be my ability to work with those after I have experience. Usually I'm good at following, but once I have my experience, I like to work by myself. And I feel by getting with the company, I can better improve that. Each area I've worked with, from Harvard to hospitals, that's something I've improved on slowly. And I feel with your company, I can improve on that even further.
Okay. It's great to be able to work by yourself, but it's also really important to work with others. How do you feel about being a team player?
Sir, I feel that's very vital in this field. I'm perfectly fine with being a team player, sir. Even if if I offered an amazing idea, I'll be perfectly fine if my professor took it. I'm a team player, sir. I'm here to help people. If that's what's required, then I'm really good, sir.
Where do you see yourself in 3 years?
Sir, in 3 years, I hope to see myself with a better degree to go on to work for NIH. My goals in the National Institute for Health is to work in Building 10 for clinical research, to use my ideas to help people in the long run. Clinical research is a very dangerous process, so I want the most experience I can get to help myself and help others.
All right. What has been your best accomplishment?
Sir, aside from my education, which is getting my degrees, I'd say my best accomplishment is me helping my community. I'm very proud of what I've done for my community and how much of a member I've been in my community. With this job, I'm able to help people. And with my experience, I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it to help people, and I feel like what I did with my community is just absolutely amazing. For example, in high school, I spent 10 hours a day every weekend working with 60 plus kids, organizing activities for them. And though that may not seem too important in the lab field, that is of the utmost importance because you take your patient's safety and health first before you take your own health.
So you say you're not in it for the money. Let's talk about salary expectations.
Oh, as I said, sir, I'm not in it for money. But I am going into medical school, sir, so I would like a decently higher pay, 100,000 plus to have pay for medical school. But aside from that, my pay is open. I'm open to most ideas because I'm here to help people. Aside from that, sir, I have no high expectations for pay, sir. None at all.
All right. What questions do you have for me?
Sir, I'd like to know more about your professors, hopefully. You could offer any information of them, because the information I found was kind of limited, sir. Is there any information you can offer me on your professors, aside from what I've seen?
Okay. We have a good combination of professors in that many of them have been with us for quite a few years, but we also have the ability to attract new professors who are fresh out of school with the newest technologies, the newest ideas, etc. And our old professors and our new professors work very well together and share their knowledge together, and that helps to make us who we are, which is one of the things I think you like about it.
Definitely, sir. Is there any information you can offer me on how readily available you are switching between projects?
How
Readily available you guys switch between projects, sir? So, if a professor is working on one thing, how often do you guys switch between the new projects?
it depends on how detailed each project is, but we are always available to switch to new projects depending on how important we view those projects to be and the availability of our staff.
I hope that my availability, which is completely open, will help with that. So.
Okay, very good. Let me give you 2 pieces of feedback.
Yes, sir.
Okay. When I said, where do you see yourself in 3 years? You said you hope to be able to work for the NIH. Okay. That's a great goal, but in answering that in an interview,
Yeah, I kind of caught that midway. I was like, snap, I should have said that because I need to be working here.
yeah,
Yeah, yes, sir.
talk about where you could fit in, how you could rise, etc. in their company.
Yes, sir.
Okay, because companies don't want to pay to
Drop some.
hire and train you and think that within 3 years you're going to be somewhere else.
I was like, many of you doesn't. Why did I say that?
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So that's one piece of feedback. The other piece of feedback, I'm real interested. Everybody I've interviewed so far, when I ask about a salary expectation, has given a number. Don't give them a number.
Yes, sir.
Because other than this interview, they don't know anything about you.
Yes, sir.
And they might think your number is fine, but they also might think, here's this young guy, we don't know anything about him, and he wants a starting salary of at least $100,000.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money,
Yes, sir.
okay? And he's talking about 3 years from now,
Jumping.
he wants to be somewhere else, okay?
Yes, sir.
Don't give them a number.
Yes, sir.
The answer that has always worked for me is I would like a salary that meets your expectations and my abilities.
Sure, very good answer, sir.
Okay, that's just a suggestion.
Yes, sir.
Okay. They have certain expectations
Yes, sir.
of who they want to hire. And you've told them about your abilities. You've made the case for your abilities. And if that's, in their mind, a good match, they're going to offer you a decent salary.
Yes, sir.
It might not be what you want, but let them make the offer,
Yes, sir.
and then you can negotiate from there.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you want $100,000 and they offer you 50, you're not going to be able to negotiate up to 100, but you can still negotiate.
Yes, sir. Maybe 60, hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's other things to negotiate for. More vacation, more benefits, more insurance.
Insurance is a big deal.
Yeah.
That's probably what would be your pay grade.
Yeah.
So,
So does that make sense to you?
definitely does. Man, I can't believe I said that in 3 years. I just did interview. I was like, what are you doing, Caden?
Okay. Your name is Caden?
My first name is Burrow, but I go by Caden. K-A-D-E-N.
K-A-D-E-N. Are you at Knox Central or Lincoln? Okay. Lincoln. Okay. Do you know Taryn Herman?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
She's a hiccup, isn't she?
No. She's a he.
We're talking about 2 different people.
He plays football.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I'm not too connected with the team. My brother played last year, but he graduated. So.
Okay. All right. He's a friend of mine. He's the only person I really know.
I'm sure Trevor Lawson.
Who?
Trevor Lawson, he wore the orange clutch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he probably would have.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I think you did really well.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, it was, I've got fast food interviews, but this is completely different.
Okay. Yeah, it would be very different. All right, well, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You can send somebody else in if they need to.
Thank you.
All right.
Somebody else can come in here and do what you're doing.
And you not ordered your lunch, kid.
All right. If you were to have a dream job or chosen profession that you would like to pursue, what would it be?
A dream position would be a molecular clinical geneticist, so I'll be working in NIH early 10. That's my dream goal.
Okay. All right. What is your greatest strength?
I have to say my greatest strength would be my ability to learn and take on challenges. I'm open to new ideas, and along with proposing my own intuitive ideas, and I feel like that's a big quality of mine.
What is your greatest weakness?
I see my greatest weakness is how independent I am. I have to do things on my own after I learn them, and I feel like that's something I need to work on. I feel like through these experiences, I can grow on that. That's the reason I need to.
Okay. And why do you want to work for this organization?
This organization just seems so much more appealing. I went and did an unpaid internship at Harvard, and with those professors and giving their experience, this company just blew out the competition and really draw me in. Between it improving my own ability and the things I can offer the company, I feel like this is the best place for me to be right now.
And why did you leave your last job?
Better opportunities. My last job was perfectly fine. Everyone seemed to have okay qualities with me, and I feel like that I'd never quit a job just because of anything else. It was just for better opportunities in general.
Okay. Give me your best accomplishment.
My best accomplishment would have to be getting my bachelor's and working on my master's. But aside from just education, I feel my best accomplishment was how much community service I've done. I'm very involved in my community, and I feel like helping people is one of the best things in the world you can do.
What are your future goals?
My future goals was to be in building NIH 10. I want to apply my own research into the goals that they have and help people with research on cancer and those kind of hereditary diseases.
And why should we hire you?
Ma'am, I feel like my qualities outstand from others. From my ability to learn new things without arguing or anything like that, and to my ability to take on new ideas. In these kind of fields, new ideas pop up everywhere. It's a growing field. It has to have new ideas. I feel my ability to adapt to those ideas and grow on those and add on to them is very vital. Not to mention that, but I feel like where my involvement with the community is very strong. I feel like I know the problems that we need to address in the world a little better than most people. That's where I think I understand the competition.
What are your salary expectations?
And my salary expectations are not too large. I'm here to help people, so salary is kind of the second motive. But I'm going to medical school, so I hope for $100,000 plus pay. But right now, pay's up.
If I were to ask your professors to describe you, what would they say?
They would say I'm very intuitive and a very open-minded person. I have no prejudice against anybody. I'm open to new ideas, what people have to suggest, and I feel like that's something that my professors really admired from me, just as much as I admired them. I thought that's something I took away.
All right. Do you have any questions for me?
Hours I've been working, those kind of things. I think
You would probably have to work a lot of extra long hours and put in a lot of overtime.
that's
Would
great.
you be
That's
willing?
perfectly fine with me.
Okay. All right. We'll be in contact.
Thank you, man. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So, was that good? It's good. Thank you.
All right. What is your greatest strength?
I have to say my greatest strength is my openness to new ideas and my involvement to gain and give out new ideas. If you ask my professors, my ideas were very out of the box. During our assignments, I'd always offer new things that the professors never heard of. I feel like that's a great strength of mine.
Very good, very good. So that was your greatest strength. What about then your greatest weakness?
I'd have to say my greatest weakness would have to be my independence. Though I can learn and I am a great follower, I feel like once I'm independent, that's usually a big weakness of mine because I'll usually end up not being as teamwork-ish. So So I do feel like that's my greatest weakness. But by being with your company, I feel like I can improve, which is one of the reasons I chose to come here.
And why do you want to work for this organization?
This organization, when looking at the competition, and with my experience with the unpaid internship with Harvard, as you saw on my resume, gave me ideas and experiences that blew you guys out of the competition. When I looked at it, you guys looked like you had what I needed. You had the professors that were doing the research I would love to be in. You had the hours that I desired. And not to mention that, but the people I talked to from your company really seemed to enjoy it. And I feel like with that and the research I did on my own, it really just brought out the qualities that I was looking for.
So why did you leave your last job?
Simply for better opportunities. When I get devoted to a job, it's because I'm there to do my work hard. This job, the other jobs that I leave, they're only for better opportunities. It's the only reason I'll ever leave the job, better opportunities. In life, you need to be working, and I'm strong to that. And I feel if you're leaving to go for better things.
All right. Give me your best accomplishment.
My best accomplishment would probably have to be my involvement in my community. With this job, I'll be helping people. In my community, through high school and then through college, I'm known as a great leader in my community, and I do things out of my way. For example, I volunteered at a hospital, and I did a lot of community service there, helped with the nurses and those kind of things. Also, during my high school years, I had spent over 10 hours every weekend with about 60 plus children, helping them and organizing ideas. And though my education goals were very big accomplishments for me, I feel like that was my biggest accomplishment.
So what are your future goals?
My future goals with this company are very great. I hope to gain new experience in the company and grow and develop in the company and become an even more valuable asset to you guys. I hope that by me staying here for the next 5 years, that not only will I gain, but you guys will gain just as much as I gain. And that's one of my big goals. I hope to offer research and new innovative ideas that you guys can use and propose to competition and rise above them.
Why should we hire you?
I feel that my qualities stand out from the competition. As I was talking about, my professors. Being intuitive and gaining new ideas is not an easy field. It's not an easy thing to do in this field. Usually there's lots of ideas and things you have to stick to make sure it stays legally moral. But with my experience and my intelligence, I feel that I can offer new ideas that are still within those legal boundaries and bring new things to the competition. Not to mention that. But as I talked about, even though I am very independent, I'm a very good follower. I feel like I listen and gain ideas from my superiors very easily. And with this, that helps you better become independent because you did listen to your followers. And I feel like that's the reason I very much shine out from the competition.
All right, so with that being said, as far as salary goes, what would be the expectations that you would have?
I feel that salary is up to you and how you think that I should be doing and to what my abilities are. It's my salary. I'm open to any salary.
If I were to ask your professors to describe me, what would they say?
As mentioned before, to add on to that though, along with my intuitiveness, I feel like I'm very open to talking to people. I have no barrier to being selfish to myself. They'll say that I'm outspoken in the community. I'm ready to talk to people. I'm ready to help people. I'm out to be a good person. I'm very optimistic. Along with that, they seem that I was above the competition in most cases, if not all.
Do you have any questions for us?
Yes. This aside from my research that I did by myself, some of the main questions I have is the professors. There's very limited research that I can do on those. Do you have any things you can provide me on the professors that I would be working with?
Would you like to answer that, Rob?
Oh, we're out of time. This wasn't.
Stop the human being.
Sorry.
All right. Concludes our interview.
That's very good.
Yes, it was very good.
Just have to relax.
Yeah. I talk very fast, it seems.
Yes, but you kept your mind very
Yeah.
focused. That was
connections.
And you just have to be yourself.
Yeah, that's what I try to be. Thank you guys very much.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.